How's it going, folks?
We're here.
We are here, and I am really hoping you guys have sound tonight.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Anyone? Bueller?
Bueller.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Give us a Bueller in the comments if you guys can hear us tonight.
Fry? What's wrong with Fry? What's wrong with Cameron Fry?
Fry? You can run Fry.
Just against Cameron Fry? You just want Bueller? Is that what you want?
Hey, I'm a big Matthew Broderick fan. What can I say?
Hey, we can be heard.
Hey, Kimberly says she can hear us. Fantastic.
Better than last week.
Rock and roll, Kimberly. Thank you. We appreciate the feedback on that.
You know what that comes with? Celebratory drink.
Celebratory drink. I do want to say welcome to the show. Nancy says she can hear us. Nancy,
yes.
You are a tried and true fan. We appreciate you using your Sunday nights to tune in to us. Thank you very much.
We need to buy her like a I am the first fan shirt.
You know what? I really think we need to start looking at some Mac and Chuck merch.
Ooh.
You know, maybe some t-shirts, sweatshirts. What do you guys think?
I'm not against shameless self-promotion.
Hey, I'd wear a Mac and Chuck sweatshirt.
I would too.
Would you?
No, maybe not in the summer. Maybe a t-shirt.
I'd wear a t-shirt. Maybe a hat.
Tank.
How about a hat? Some ball.
I hope
some
you wear
ball
more than
hats.
just the hat.
Oh, I don't know. Summer gets pretty hot, and everyone wants to Chuck love. So I mean, we know that. It is my goal to make this event as uncomfortable as I can.
After that.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, we got a great show for you tonight, and we actually, we're going to do a couple things a little bit differently. Tanks would be great. All right, I think we can make that happen.
We have requests.
We have requests. Sweet. I think we can definitely make that happen, Christina. So I think what we're going to do tonight is we're going to just kind of take things a little bit in a different direction. We've got some people that have recently started following us, which we definitely appreciate.
Are we veering?
We're either zigging or zagging. I'm not quite sure which one yet. But
what are you in the mood for? Zigging or zagging?
I'm in the mood for a zigzag or a zagnut. Zagnut is good. You ever had zagnut?
No, but Michael Keaton has in Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Thank you, Ezer, all week. So I think that what we're going to do tonight is, since we have some new viewers and some new followers, we're actually just going to kind of introduce ourselves a little bit. And again, we have new viewers, so I'm sure inquiring minds want to know. Wouldn't you think?
What do they want to know?
I don't know. Let's find out. Tell you what, Mac, you want to start it off? You mentioned you wanted to start off.
My name is Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht.
But no guns.
Suspect.
That's right. You can't own guns anymore, Elmer.
Nope.
Sorry.
I have lived in this area my entire life. My name is Scott McKenzie. I don't own a mansion and a yacht.
Someday.
No.
Someday.
No.
Someday. So, Scott, you were...
What are you, Sugar Ray?
Were you born and bred here in Granite? Were you born here in Granite? You were, right?
I was, but I lived in Madison the first 6 years of my existence.
All right. You were born in St. Elizabeth's, right?
I was.
All right.
I was.
So
you're really dialing back the Wayback Machine.
I am. Scott is born and bred Granitian. I, however, am not. I was an import from Southeast Missouri.
Yeah, but you've acclimated well.
That I have. I have definitely acclimated to the lifestyle.
Is Southeast Missouri much different than Granitia?
Mad town here.
That'd be Madison.
Madison? Okay. All right. So it's been a while, so I'm not up on my vernacular. So, yeah. All right. Very cool. So I was actually born in Kennett, Missouri. I migrated here to Granite City the first time in 1982.
You didn't learn the first time?
Well, I didn't have much choice the first time. Didn't have much choice the second time either. But yeah, I actually moved here in 82, then moved back to Poplar Bluff in 83, and then back here, I want to say it was 86.
I don't know.
What year was 8th grade? Was that 86?
Hang on, let me count. I got carried one. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I moved back in 85 or 86, 6th grade, whatever that is. Went to Webster School, had Mr. Mihalik. So, Mr. Mihalik, if you're still alive and you're watching the show.
You're still alive. But we're talking, 30-something years, guys, probably. Well, I mean, at the worst, he's what, in his 70s?
Oh no, that guy, he's got to be in his 80s now. I'm not real sure though, but he was a cool teacher. Let me tell you something. I put that teacher through hell though. I mean,
You put every teacher through hell.
This is true, even in high school.
So much so that they gave you the preemptive SWAT.
Yes. I think that was Mr. Reed. Yeah, Mr. Reed used to ask me if I wanted my SWAT now or if I wanted to wait until I earned it in class.
but much to your discredit, you said just get it out of the way. You didn't take the time to earn it. I'm disappointed.
Oh, I mean, what can I say? Maybe, that was my thing.
Or was it, let's just get out of the way and I'm just going to act like a total ass through the rest of the hour?
I just didn't want to disrupt class, until I actually disrupted class. And then I was one up. I was a little ahead of the game.
I didn't want to interrupt class until I did.
So at least that way he could give me, the warning finger. Hill, Charles. I think at that time I still went by Charles or Charlie, one of the two. I'm not sure if that was the summer that I made the switch because I went from.
I'm going to let that one go. That's your freebie for the night.
All right. I went from Charlie to Chuck in the span of a summer. So
that's your freebie.
86 to 87 was 8th grade, boys. So
we're getting schooled by mom.
I know, right? So I guess I moved back up here the 83, 84 school year. So I don't guess I was really gone. But then I took a little bit of trip around the world and went back down to Southeast Missouri. I went to San Antonio for a little bit. Then I came back up here, got hitched, had 2 kids, got divorced. Then
you make it sound so nonchalant. Got married.
Well,
2 kids.
It is what it is. Speaking of kids, we are without DJ Whiteout tonight.
Slime ball.
He had a previous engagement to attend with his loved one. So
with his significant other.
His significant other, and we ain't it. So
well, there's a lot to be said about that.
That's true. So no DJ Whiteout tonight, but I hope you're having fun out there, bud. Whatever it is you guys are doing tonight.
He's not listening. If he's not here, he's not listening.
That's true.
Which is frowned upon.
Well, he may watch later on.
No check for you, sir.
That's right. He'll get his check for. Matter of fact, we're going to dock him.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to take away your $0.00. Don't look for that check in the mail, pal.
You just can't count on them sometimes, let me tell you. So anyway, then I went off to Seattle for a little bit, came back here and back in Granite.
No. You got to do it again.
Oh, yeah. Got married, moved to Seattle.
Kids.
Moved to Seattle, got married, no kids, got divorced, and I'm back in Granite City. So there's got to be something about the town here that keeps drawing me back. And that's something that we're going to talk a little bit about tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're just
ladies and gentlemen, is called a segue.
That's right. We're going to talk just a little bit about some of the things going on in Granite, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you guys expect from our local authority here and our local government.
Mayor's going to be sworn in May 4th.
It is May 4th.
Yes, it is.
All right, awesome. So we'll get a new mayor. Edwardsville's getting a new mayor. Probably, I would think, quite a few
school boards, aldermen.
Yeah, and congratulations to those who won their campaigns. I think we mentioned that last week.
We did, and like I said last week, hold their feet to the fire.
That's right. And folks, that's where you guys come in, because while the show is not technically a political show, we do want to make sure that your voice is heard, and we want to make sure that the government and the leaders who serve us here in Granite City know that that's what they're doing. And
it's not a local show. Well, what would you say? It's not a politics show, but it is a local show. So that encompasses the locality. All politics are local. We can ignore the federal and stuff like that, but keep all these people in the local communities accountable to you, because that's exactly who they should be accountable to, is you.
Yeah, and I think that's lost on a lot of public servants. Like, I really do think that a lot of public servants
forget that that's what they are, public servants.
Public servants, and they're elected officials, which means that you told us you were going to do something, so we certainly expect you to do it, or if you don't do it, we expect a good reason as to why it wasn't done. So, and if you don't do it, well, come the next election, then, we need to make the decision to give them a second chance, or in some cases a third chance, or we need to make a decision to fill those spaces with new people.
Nothing wrong with new blood.
There is nothing wrong with new blood. And I read some comments this week that it was interesting, and I'll just mention his first name, but Tom had mentioned, it's kind of the same crap throughout the last 30 years here in Granite. And I don't know because I've been gone some of that time, and Mac has been away. And so we're very interested to hear what you guys have to say about what you think has gone on and what you want to see changed. Couple. Mac, did you have anything you wanted to touch on as far as all that
goes? You keep going. I'm going to look and see if we were approved yet.
So Mac's going to take a look and see. We did post on the Granite City Front Times webpage to try and get the word out about the show because, again, we want your feedback. And if you know of any other Madison County websites that you could share us on that would get approved, we'd appreciate that to get feedback from everybody. So let's do that. Kimberly says, join Facebook 62040 page for GC Politics and School Board.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Post on her page. Great.
I'm not getting any signal out here, Chief.
Okay.
No, that's not okay.
Could you sign into the Wi-Fi?
That's what I'm trying to do. What did you say the password was again?
It is. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Check your messages. It's in there.
Oh, geez.
So anyway, Kimberly, help us out here. Do you prefer Kim or do you prefer Kimberly? And that way we can address you appropriately and make you a great part of the show. And appreciate that. Mac will be back with us here in just a minute. So Kim, all right. Well, Kim,
did you send that on Messenger or actual?
It was Messenger to the production group.
Oh, of course. Now you tell me.
So a couple things we do want to hit on. Granite City's got kind of some big news going on here. Restaurants are opening back up for one thing.
Yay!
We've got some
us maskless people due to medical reasons can finally go somewhere.
Yeah, so that's awesome. If you guys have the opportunity, check out these restaurants. I know Garden Gate Tea Room is going to be opening back up. Mama Mia's has been open for a while, so check them out. Uncle Lenny's has been open for a bit. Both locations, the Burgers and Brews. Or the Food and Brews or something like that.
Survey says I am connected.
All right, sweet.
I will not give you the password.
I have the password. So
I was talking to the universe.
So, but anyway, some kind of big news in Granite City. Besides restaurants opening up, life might be coming back to normal again here soon.
Something that affects our class, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So, as many of you may know, here in Granite City back in the 90s, we were pretty much a soccer dynasty. I would say, man, what was it? Chris, you might be able to help us out here. 89 to 92 or something like that. I mean, there used to be a big board on the corner of Madison Avenue, or no, not Madison, 203 and Failing Road. Yeah. That had it was full of years. Great soccer program here in Granite. So congratulations to the Granite City Warriors class of 90 soccer team for being inducted into the
91.
91. Excuse me.
My senior year.
Being inducted into the Granite City Hall of Fame. So that's kind of cool. And then also a friend of ours back in high school, we knew pretty well, Carrie, her last name used to be Weckman, Carrie Weckman Hefner, I believe is how you pronounce her name now. She also is being inducted into the Granite City Sports Hall of Fame here. So congratulations to you guys. Yeah, that's something that will live on in Granite City history forever.
Forever.
Yeah. So, and we got.
And there's more.
We got. Hold on. Okay, we got the St. Louis Cardinal hat on. Now, while I may not be a huge baseball fan or whatever, you got to give props to Molina. Is it Yadier or Yadier?
Yadier.
Yadier. Okay, you got to give props. Just hit a milestone in his career. 2,000 games. First catcher to do it with the same team in 20 years? No, 2000 ever. Yeah. So congratulations.
Because he's watching.
Hey, you never know. Another big milestone there. So congratulations, and congratulations to the fans of St. Louis. I mean, the Cardinal Nation here is just it's huge. It's St. Louis was voted multiple times the best sports city in the country. So keep up the rah rah rah. So that's awesome. What do you got? Anything else new?
Did you say rah rah rah?
The rah rah rah.
Yay, sports.
The rah rah ree. Kick him in the knee. Rah rah ras. Kick him in the other knee.
I don't think your Wi-Fi is allowing me to do anything here, Chief.
Well, what are you looking for?
That page. Granite.
Oh, the 62040?
No. No Wi-Fi. I'm connected.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know either. Chuck needs pom-poms.
Yeah. I got
That was frightening. Don't ever do that again. Chris, don't ever make him do that again.
Oh, you might get the pom-poms, but I ain't putting a skirt on. Not unless you pay me to do that.
Nobody would pay you to see that.
Thanks, Kim. We appreciate that. Kim says she's sharing our pic now.
Ooh,
so
that's going to crash the site.
For those of you who are watching, I'm going to post that up there right now. And that way you guys can follow her page as well. We always encourage you guys to follow each other and,
follow the leader.
Follow the leader to fun day. Oh. Hey, man, don't harsh on my parade today, all right? I'm actually in a good mood.
On my parade.
Don't harsh my mellow, man. There she goes. So Chris says I can borrow your kilt.
No.
I don't think I want to do that because I think he wears it the traditional way.
I'll never tell.
So a good Scotsman never tells.
Nope.
So I'll probably not borrow his kilt, but I've seen some pretty badass kilts out there, though, to be honest with you.
Mine's one of them.
Yeah. It's actually the Mackenzie tartan, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Modern.
Nice.
My brother has the classical.
Nice. Very cool. First wedding ever attended that had kilts in it was this guy over here. Full on kilt. So
yes, sir.
Somebody say you went full kilt. You guys love it. I know he loves it. That's why he comes back every week for the abuse. So,
what do you got?
Well, got a couple of national headlines that are going on here. So, things that we want to talk about. I do want to touch on something before we go.
Here we go. He put it back down. Let me get comfy.
Yeah, get comfy, folks. It's going to be.
Wait. I got to tell him. See this?
Tell him.
See this?
You got to go the other way.
Oh, I got to go the other way.
I go the other way.
The original Burger King restaurant in Mattoon, Illinois. There's an interesting story behind that. It's the first one, kind of like the McDonald's story to a degree.
Yeah.
But they came to an agreement with the Burger King chain to where they cannot have a chain restaurant within 20-mile radius of that store. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
It's at the dry cleaners. Are we talking to ourselves?
It looks like we
what's going on here?
I think we might be talking to ourselves. I think someone's hacked us. Folks, we've been hacked. No, I'm kidding. It's probably one of our research analysts is probably who that is.
Oh,
so
research.
Yeah, we've got a couple engineers. We got a research analyst. We got.
Do we have a partridge in the pear tree?
No, we got 2 turtle doves though.
Oh.
Okay. Of course, around Christmas it could be 2 turtlenecks. I don't know.
And a beer in a tree.
In a tree. So anyway,
and that beer's gone, eh?
So it looks like we've got about 12 to 13 viewers right now. Now we'll have more throughout the week.
Shoot us the comments. If you're from here, what are your feelings on the state of the town? What are you doing? Oh, you're inviting guests.
I'm inviting guests. Yeah, we would love to.
There's businesses that are closing up, businesses that are leaving, due to COVID, due to other reasons. Why is that? What are your feelings on that? I've seen people say we need more restaurants because I've looked at some of the Granite City pages. We need more. Do we really need more restaurants?
Right. And that's the question. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please.
Well, that's the question I want to pose to you guys. Like, what does Granite City need? Let's talk to our leaders now. Let's talk to
the incoming ones so they can come in with something.
Yes. Let's talk to our economic developers. Let's talk to those that are really looking to improve the town because it's our town. So let's talk a little bit about what do we need in Granite City. We have plenty of restaurants. They just need to get the doors back open and they need to get the support of the community.
Well, not only that, but I mean, you've got the old Shop and Save building. You've got the old Kmart building. You've got, there's many things that could be utilized here, but they're not. And why aren't they is, I think, a valid question.
Yeah, I think so. And one of my ideas is, and I was actually talking with a group of people.
Or 2 years?
That remains to be seen. And that's not a joke. That's not a joke, folks.
Oh, you heard it here first. Wait a minute. Do we have an exclusive label to go up on the screen, ladies and gentlemen?
Exclusive, yeah. That's not a joke. We'll see how the next 4 years pans out. I don't necessarily want the job, but it has crossed my mind. So anyway,
Okay.
if you guys are interested in joining the show, click on the link that we sent.
Hey, we're here for you.
We are here for you. And then Angie makes a good point here. She says that, we need a coffee shop again.
Starbucks didn't last.
Starbucks didn't last.
Something near and dear to your heart didn't last.
It was near and dear to my heart. But anyway.
Names will not be said, but
right.
you know.
Right. So, the coffee shop idea is a great idea. And I know that Novel Idea Bookstore has an espresso machine there. And let's not forget, there's also Weather Vane that you can, pull through and get your espressos from in the morning on your way to work. But I agree, Angie. I think we need some place that we can sit down, come together as a community, something that promotes the arts and something that's just a little more culture driven in Granite City.
I see your point as far as the, come together with the arts, but why can't we just come together? Well, it doesn't have to be over anything. Just come together. It could be a meeting place. It could be, granted, coffee shops are good. Meeting places like the bookstore are a good idea because they have board games there, if I'm not mistaken. They have, like you said, an espresso machine, things of that nature. Why can't we just have a spot to come together, discuss these ideas, come together as a community, whether it's Granite, I did spend 26 years of my life here. So do I have an investment? Yeah, my family is still here. I want to see it prosper. I want to see it grow. I want to see it flourish. So am I invested in it? Indirectly, yes, I am.
Sure.
So I'd like to see it, the community come together. Let's come up with ideas. Will we agree? Absolutely not. Will we find some common ground? Hopefully. But let's come together and hold these elected officials accountable.
Cinema. Yes. Sorry. Thank you, Mark. Great point. But no, Mac, you're absolutely right as far as, holding the elected people accountable and growing our town. I think that's a great point.
I think in the time frame from the time we went to school to now, there's a huge difference from what we see now to what we saw then.
Right.
Whether it's the economic impact of the mill, people leaving because they see that it's an uncertain industry, what have you. There's a lot of this new administration coming into the town. There's a lot of opportunity, and then there's a lot of work to be done. That's my opinion. Shelby, that's a great idea. Actually, on the Granite City Times page on Facebook that I've been a member of and following, they have a lot of community cleanup days. They're just not well publicized.
Right. Now, I do know that there's a Facebook page that says it's community cleanup, and there's actually one next Saturday going on here in town.
So let's promote that.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking to, clean up the community and clean up your neighborhood.
It's supposed to be somewhat nice.
Yeah.
What? Low mid 60s, no rain, perfect time.
Yeah, it's a perfect day to get out there and if anything.
Get involved, because that's where it starts. It really does.
Right. And if you have an organization, like if you're a part of a church or something like that, you guys want to do something as a group, by all means do it.
I don't think you need permits to do that.
Not to clean up. Now, if you're going in someone's yard, you might want to check with them before. But
I'm talking like off of Route 3, off of 203, going out towards the raceway. I don't think you need permits for that. I really don't.
Yeah, and even in some neighborhoods, you can just kind of go through there.
Just go do it.
Mark, I tell you what, I appreciate your comment about the cinema. I think it's overlooked a lot, what we have here in town. If you want, go ahead and throw up there in the comments, and we'll post it up about what's showing this weekend, maybe what the schedule is. And also if there
Brian says a bowling alley. We haven't had a bowling alley in a while. Something for kids to do.
Right.
Because a lot of the dollars, and I don't mean to cut you off from what you said about Mark. Mark's got a great idea with the cinema. There needs to be a lot more promotion, I think, into that.
I would agree.
But what Brian says, a lot of, with Edison's in Edwardsville, you've got the SIUE campus that has a bowling alley in it as well. Keep those dollars in town. Find a way to keep those leisure dollars in town. And I think this town can do it. It's done it before.
Right.
Why can't it do it again?
I think that's one of the main things that I want to point out is at one point, Granite City was actually an all-American city at one point. Like this was really, truly a great city at one time. And then
are we downing it now?
No, we're not. No, we're not downing all. We're talking about the potential.
Yeah.
Yes, the potential for this town, and it's literally going to take you, the citizens, and you, the residents, uplifting events that are coming up. And it's going to take you, the residents, organizing events that come up in that also. Mark has told us that
There's a magic show this weekend.
magic show this weekend, and I believe that that's going to be at the cinema. Mark, I'll tell you what, if you want to come on, if you want to come on even tonight's show, just click on the link that we sent. We'll be happy to give you an opportunity to kind of plug that a little bit and talk about that.
We're open. Open for business.
Yeah. So Kimberly says Mayor-elect Parkinson brings fresh ideas with long-term benefits.
We can't wait to hear them.
Kim. And right, we'd love to hear them. And Mr. Mayor-elect, we would love to have you on the show at some point to just kind of talk to us and tell us what your plans are.
Not to just us, but to everybody else.
Right.
Get them out there. Let people engage. Let people know what they are. So maybe they have ideas that can help those ideas that you have along the way
Right.
to make them better, to make them more inclusive, to make them more profitable.
Yeah, Chris, you make a good point. Kids these days don't want the old school things. They think
I don't know
about
if I really
escape
agree
rooms
with that.
maybe.
I don't, because a lot of things, they have a 20-year cycle.
Uh-huh.
And I think you're familiar with that. Record players are coming back, the vinyl's coming back. So everything that was once retro comes back around eventually. And I think we're at that point now to where, bowling alleys may be some, kids are all connected now. And maybe as parents and older siblings or grandparents, we need to disconnect them and say, hey, let's go bowling. Let's interact with people so they know how to do it.
Well, here's what I know. If you go one town over and to the east, you got a town that's got a bowling alley. If you go a town over to the northeast, there's at least, 2 bowling alleys over in Evansville? Is there one or two?
You got the university and then you got Edison's.
Right. So there's a demand for it. So, and that's kind of old school also. I'll tell you what's coming back and what's been a great idea, even with COVID, is a lot of cities have been, doing drive-ins have been reopening.
I love drive-ins.
Yeah, the drive-in was awesome.
Love it.
So
now it's not great when it's 99 degrees and 100% humidity outside, but
this is true.
Still a great idea.
It's good things to do
Mark
outside.
wants to know where the link to the chat is. Throw it up there again,
I'm
monkey.
going to throw that up there. And you guys come back in here, and let's think of things that Granite can do and things that we can do as citizens to make it a better place to live. Because when you talk about the mentality and the attitude of some of the citizens in Granite City, it's kind of downtrodden. And there's something that we can do about that.
And I think you bring up a great point. There is an area around this town that has the negative, like you said, the connotations, the negative.
We have a negative reputation.
Yeah,
in the area.
I was looking for.
We have a negative reputation, and there's really no need for that because the people here in this town are actually good people.
Hardworking people.
Yes. There are some that really aren't that great. And you know what? That's what the justice system is for, to deal with that and to work with that. Stigma is a great way to put that, Chris.
Thank you. That's the word.
Yeah. So, just it's up to us to make the change. And typically
starts at the citizen level. Always does.
It does. It really does. And if you can't here's the beautiful thing about the way that government is supposed to work. If you don't like something, there's a process to get it taken care of and to get it done.
Hey.
And if you do like something, or if you want to get something done and it doesn't get done, then you get rid of the people who won't get on board with improving things, and you bring in new people.
What's that word? Accountability.
Accountability.
Oh,
accountability. Folks, we've got Mr. Martin Griffin on right now.
Right.
We're going to bring him on.
Bring him on.
And he's going to give us some information
DJ
about. He's not here.
Jack, you did it.
Yeah, Mark, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Good to see you.
You too. Can you hear us okay?
I believe so. You can.
All right.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Hear me? I'm good.
Yes, sir.
You are good.
Hey, I just want to say, you know what? We got the cinema downtown, and right now it seems to be the hub for everybody to come down to. It's the biggest thing to come down to see in the downtown area, and we'd love for everybody to come down there. We got the barbecue joint open across from us, and we also have a Garden Gate Tea Room opening back up. So we have a lot of stuff opening back up downtown besides just us. And we were out for a while because of COVID and so forth.
Yeah.
And we're still dealing with that because of our own restrictions, by our lovely governor. But at any rate, we will get past that one day. And right now we have Godzilla versus Kong is still out. We have Mortal Kombat coming out this weekend coming up.
Nice.
Along with the Magic Show. We decided to do a live thing at the cinema, which nobody's tried before. So, and we've got with a couple of guys. One is actually from Granite City, Josh Widener. He's actually about the same age as one of my sons. And we're really looking forward to it. We're just about sold out. We have 10 tickets left for each day, which is very good because I'm really hoping that this really turns out very well for everyone. And I'm looking forward to the kids coming out to see it. It's supposed to be more of a family event. And I'm really looking forward to it. And then showing off the cinema. I mean, you'd be surprised at how many compliments we get that our cinema is the cleanest cinema they ever walk into. And It's not me doing it. It's just asking the employees, hey, make sure that we have this clean. And they do it. Like I said, it's the staff that does it. I'm just there to make sure it gets done.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, Mark, you said there are 10 tickets left for the Magic Show. Like, how would people purchase that? And can you tell us what kind of safety precautions that are going into that, just so, people who might be interested in going can have that information?
Yeah. As far as getting tickets, you can go to granitecitycinema.com, and there's a link out there for the tickets for the Magic Show. And then as far as the safety precautions and so forth, we have like every other row has to be closed off. One party has to be at least 3 seats, which is 6 foot away from another party. And then also we go on there every other day and use what they call a virus sprayer. And we spray it every other day because that's what is recommended to make sure that the cinema's clean and good. Another safety that we take, we wipe all the handles down after everybody comes in, while they're in the theater, when they leave. We make sure that we try to do as much as we can possible to keep it clean. I like to say we're 100%, but it is what it is. We do what we are supposed to do with what we have, I guess you might say.
Sure.
But,
no, that makes sense.
But one shout out I'd love to give out to is to the employees at the cinema, because let me tell you, they go out there and they do the job. All I do is ask that they do it, and they get it done. And we get a lot of a lot of kudos, I guess you might say, about the employees there, how nice they are and so forth. And again, it's just asking them to do their job, and they do it, and it's terrible that other places don't have that privilege, but we're lucky enough to have the ones there.
Now, Mark, would you be comfortable giving their names so we can give them a public shout out?
Well, I have to give, I guess, the first one would have to be my daughter, Sophia.
Okay.
Her name everywhere. But
sure.
No, we got Sydney. We got now you put me on the spot to remember everybody.
Way to go, Chuck.
Sure. And my cohort, he's the one that keeps me in line. It's always the second person in charge that knows everything, and that's Jake Petrillo. He's the one that keeps being. If I forget something, he doesn't. He's about half my age, so that's probably why he can remember.
He's half your age, so he remembers twice as more, right?
Yeah, exactly. We got Hudson. We got, like I said, we got Sydney. We got Kimura. Let's see who else we got. Noah. There's just so many. These kids come in there, and I call them kids because they're my kids.
We can call them kids. We can.
But they just do their job. They never do I really have any problem with them. They're always there when they're supposed to be there. They have, everybody talks about how the kids have rudes, being rude to people. They come in there and they do their job, and they respect me. I respect them. No, that's the way, that's the way you got to do it. Like I said, I love working with all of them too.
And you know what?
That's terrific.
Mark, I think a lot of that I think that the customer service mentality, a lot of that is fueled by management mentality. So, I mean, if you have a great team working under you, I mean, obviously being able to hire the right people, but being able to lead the right people. So, don't sell yourself short. If you got a great team, then they're probably working great under great leadership. So, we appreciate you're welcome. We appreciate, well, we appreciate what you're doing over there at the cinema. So with the new shows that are coming in, what can you give us some price ranges so people, like if families plan trips or,
Chuck, we actually sat there and we got online with AMC and we did a full price of what it costs to go out to AMC. And I believe it was for 4 people. Would it be a family of 4?
Yeah, I think we lost you, Mark.
Okay, there now?
Yeah. Well, all right, we got you back.
So anyway, it came down to be $70 on their side, $50 on our side.
Oh wow!
And I'm a businessman at heart, and I go out there and I check everything.
Sure.
Our prices are lower for tickets as well as our concessions. And it's just one of those things. Where else are you going to go for $50 for a night of fun? Enjoy it. And we take every effort to make sure that you have a good time. Because if you don't, you let us know and we'll take care of the problem. There's many times that I've told people, hey, I'll take care of you. All you got to do is let me know what the problem is.
Well, that's great to hear.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man. We appreciate you coming on the show and sharing that, because this is what we need. We need more information to go out into the community, and we need people to know that there are things to do here in town, as opposed to, running off to another town or something like that, or shooting across the river. Now, each individual city is going to have its own, draw to it, of course, but a lot of people don't know that actually the area that you're in is the arts and industry area of Granite City. And I believe that Mayor Hagnauer, was a big part of trying to develop that. It may have been the mayor prior to him. I know that there are other business owners in that area that are trying to promote that in the area. And if you just kind of drive around, you'll find, different sculptures and that's going on there. Mm-hmm. So, you guys fit right in there. I think that the statue of Ruben Mendoza is right there behind your building. And soccer was a huge thing here in Granite City, so, and he was a huge influence with that, coming into play here. So your specific area, great place to, like you said, catch a movie and walk across the street, maybe catch dinner or something like that. Awesome.
And I tell you, we had the statue that actually got put out there for Ruben was actually in the theater for a little while. Oh, and wow. I was pretty proud to say that, hey, we were kind of taking care of it for a little while, just because that's what he is. And, and whenever Mayor Hagnauer brought me on, I always thought, I'm here because I love the community, not just as a job, but to come in and actually do something that's good for the community, have a more inviting way of doing it,
Yeah.
So, but thank you guys so much for bringing me on.
Thanks for coming on.
We really appreciate it. As everybody knows, the town owns the cinema. It's theirs. It's not a corporation. It's not somebody that's trying to make that profit margin every day. They're there just make sure they have something available for the citizens, and we do it.
Yeah, so that's a direct investment into the city by its citizens, and it's keeping entertainment in the Granite City also. Mark, thanks so much for coming on. You are welcome on anytime, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
I love the flow.
Yeah.
Come on, talk to us. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, this is good stuff right here, for Mark to come on. And I've been inside the Granite City Cinema.
I have not.
It's actually pretty nice. It's a far cry from the Namioki Cinema 1 and 2.
It's a far cry from 1 and 2.
Far cry from 1 and 2.
No sticky floors.
No sticky floors.
Well, that's a positive right there.
No one sneaking into the back door when with someone beating on the door trying to get in or anything like that.
Sorry, I just had the 12-year-old moment.
So some of you may not know that Granite City used to have quite a bit of entertainment here.
I'm trying to hold on. You're going to have to take it over for 4 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So back in the 80s, we actually had Galaxy Arcade. that was here, and that was kind of a cool place to go hang around. We had Try More Bowl. We had, man, what all was there? There was Chris, help me out here because you could probably help out here. Stop Cuddy Skating Rink is, I believe, it's still operational. Sandy, if you're listening, you can give us some information about that. You're a little more in tune with what's going on over there. Just kind of things to hang out. Star Theater was a great one. Washington Theater was a great one. I remember seeing, Mark, I remember seeing E.T. At the Washington Theater back in the day. And I was just a little bitty kid back then. So, I mean, there's a lot that Granite City was, and there's a lot that Granite City could be. What I'm really interested in knowing is your ideas about how we can bring those things back into our town. Or even if you don't live in Granite City, how can you bring things back into where you live at? Like, what do you feel is most needed in the community? Because we have a lot of things here in town that we don't want, but how do we fix those things, and how do we make things just a little better? How do we represent our town? And you know what, Kim, you make a very good point here, and I'm going to be very transparent and honest. I used to be one of these people. We have to change the verbiage. Example, our own people call it Granite shitty. That's the truth. And, it's sad. And again, I've kind of taken this new mentality that we need to be proud of where we live, and we need to start talking about ourselves in a better fashion. It's just like as a human being, if you talk poorly about yourself, you think poorly about yourself. But if you talk about the place where you live, then you actually can start talking and talking better, have a better attitude about the place. Mark, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Man.
And he says, come on down to the cinema. He knows a guy.
He knows a guy?
He knows a guy.
Well, yeah, but question is, will we be put on the list?
The list. Is there going to be a big guy out front? No. So Chris tells us.
Rope?
Velvet rope. You, yes, you know. You, yes, you know. You're $20 and maybe.
$20 and maybe. 30, we got an if.
So Mark's no. So Chris says that she always enjoyed the park, but honestly feels scared in the evening, maybe more lighting around the park. So
that's a great point.
That is a great point, because safety is a big concern for a lot of people in a lot of areas.
That doesn't have to be. I think there may be some solar options as far as lighting goes, if I'm not mistaken now.
Yeah.
Just put them around the path every, 10 feet?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
20 feet?
I'm not sure. I do
know
a
discussion.
Guy,
I mean, it's a great discussion point. It really is.
It is. And
it's a great investment, too, because you'll have more people using the park, more visibility. People feel comfortable. When people feel comfortable, they're going to come out.
Right. And as they feel safe, if you're right, if it's better lit, then it's going to be, more enjoyable for people to go to. I had a thought, and then it kind of went away.
Welcome to the age.
Yeah, I know. I guess so. Right. So, what are some things that we can do here in town to make Granite City a better place? I've got
you guys that live here. Come on, come on.
I'm going to share 2 ideas, and hey, Mick, I'm going to share 2 ideas, and I'd love for you to discuss them. If you don't want to give feedback today, maybe think about them, and that also. Brian says a place for the kids to go hang out, supervise, maybe have a games, music, and pool tables.
Remember the pool halls we had when we grew up?
Yeah.
Was that someplace that you'd want to send your kids?
They
were a little seedy, weren't they?
I like Brian's idea here being supervised.
Great idea.
Not so much like chaperoned, but, supervised. I like that. Skate park, revamp the tennis courts. We do have a skate park here in Wilson Park, right? Isn't there one still here?
Mm-hmm.
I think last time I checked, there was a small skate park here.
Where was that?
It's close to where the housing market is way overlooked. A beautiful home under $70,000. So those are great investment opportunities.
And great points.
Yeah, it's a great point. That's a great way for people to invest. And
it is, but Kim, I don't mean to undercut what you said, because what you said is absolutely true. I think a big question, and Chuck, I think you may agree with this, and Kim, I hope you would at least understand the sentiment, is how do we get rid of the stigma?
I do have some ideas for that.
Okay.
And with what Chris said earlier is very true. Chris, I'm on board with you about the game rooms. It doesn't necessarily have to be, like darts or pool. I mean, it could be a multitude
Mike's
of different
got a great
games.
idea.
It does.
What happened to the old Stop Cotties and Stardust that we had growing up?
Stop Cotties is actually still here. Last I heard, Stop Cotties is here. And that's why when you were away from it, I actually, if Sandy was watching, I'd like her to kind of, chime in on that a little bit. Her family owned Stop Cotties for a long time. So 2 points that I want to make, 2 ideas that I have. And some people may like them. Some people.
Campaign video?
No, it's not really a campaign video or anything like that.
Sorry, Kim. Sorry. And that's not Kim Pearson. That's Kim Boyer. She wants to be his campaign manager.
Yes, she does. So Amy says creating more community pride equals helping reduce the stigma. It really does.
Amy, give us ideas how to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's all we want. We want to remove. I want to remove it.
Right. So something I definitely want to put out there is, one, it's going to be a hot topic. We don't need to debate it right now or anything like that. But, one is, well, they're both kind of hot topics. One is the homeless situation in Granite. How do we fix that? We have an issue with homeless, and Kim, that kind of goes to, so Kim says the rink is closed. That makes me sad.
It does.
Kim, that goes to your point about the homeless being under $70,000. I think that if we had some kind of program where we could help people become homeowners as opposed to renters, statistically speaking, there's nothing wrong with renters. I've been a renter myself. I've owned, I've rented, and everything.
But let's be frank. If we're going to have this discussion, let's be honest. And sometimes it has to be brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean this to disparage anyone or to call anyone out or make anyone feel bad.
Right.
If you own your home, you're more apt to take better care of it than if you rent.
Statistically speaking.
I think that's just a reality.
Yeah, I think statistically speaking, that's correct.
And again, the disclaimer is I don't say that to disparage anyone. I just really view that as a reality.
Sure. Well, I hate statistics because I think statistics can skew the truth.
What, 60% of the time they're made up 70% of the time?
But, there's a homeless situation in Granite City that has to be addressed. And one of my thought processes on this is we have so many empty buildings in downtown Granite that, could be repaired and I'm not talking about building
homes.
Buildings.
Okay.
And there are homes also. And I'm not talking about building a homeless shelter. I'm talking about, taking some of these office buildings and large buildings and converting them into small apartments and condos and getting the homeless people involved in helping that. Let me finish my thought and I'll let you in there. Mm-hmm. I think that, if we get these people invested in building their own homes, and once it's built, it's theirs. They own it. They don't rent it. They own it. I think that might be a great way to do that. Shelby, I think there are opportunities for a homeless shelter.
There is, but again, you have to think of the stigma that comes with that.
Right.
And I'm not, again, I am not disparaging anyone, but as a societal view, you have to take that into account when you say homeless shelter. It brings certain predispositions to it. It really does. And it's shameful that it does, but it does. You can't deny that. Now, my response to you is that's a great idea. Again, what does it come down to? Where is it going to come from?
Right.
Is it going to come from home? Habitat for Humanity? Is it going to come from grants? Is it going to, and Mayor candidate Chuck.
Don't start that.
No, but really, where can the community come together and do that? Is there donations? Is there a GoFundMe page? There's so many opportunities we have now and ways to raise money that, and Kim says we're tip of the home program called One Home at a Time. One Home at a Time. And Kim, you seem more in touch with this, and since I've been out of the community for so long, aren't there some homes that were built in West Granite for veterans? Is that is
think-
that true, or am I hearing wrong? Or were they just homes built for whomever, or were they specifically for veterans? I'm not really sure, or if that's even true.
I think Lisa had posted about the mini homes for veterans, and
Right.
tiny houses are a big thing. They're a huge thing, and they can be lifesavers. They can be transitional. But Kim says that
They're
that's
shelter.
in Madison.
That's okay.
That's in Madison.
But is that a feasible idea for here?
We could look at tiny villages, things like that.
You know what? Here's a thought. We're sitting here telling everybody else about doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we get off our butts and go do something about it?
Yeah, I'd be happy to, lead that up. And I mean, I know that there are other organizations in the area, but I mean, community, if you think about
starts with you.
Right. Well, when you think about the word community, it has the word unity in it, which means one. It's everybody.
Keep playing word.
Well, I mean,
play.
it just means everybody coming together as one for the betterment of everybody. Much different than socialism. I don't want to be accused of being a socialist or whatever, but when the community comes in and helps everybody out, I think that's a big thing.
Because it's not government funded; it's people funded.
Right. Right.
Sweat equity, as someone I read said. Christina said.
Yes.
Sweat equity.
Yes.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah, and you know what? There's nothing that will give an honest, hardworking person who truly wants to do better, more pride in themselves and their self-esteem than to be able to say, "This is mine," and not only is it mine, I built it.
Right.
So I mean,
there's a lot of self-confidence and self-worth that goes in with that.
Right.
And I think, and to go back to a point I made earlier, Christina brings up a great point. And I think you would be able to answer this. I think the people that live in town would be able to answer this better than I could. I don't know.
Okay. So, yes.
Chris says that. Amy says there's a drug problem everywhere, not just in Granite.
Right.
Okay, then why is the stigma attached to this town?
Because I think some people hide it better. I think some cities hide it better than Granite City does.
And that's fair. Okay, then let's get, as I always say, there's this problem. And then there becomes the questions, which what I told you earlier this week. Make the thought tree. Let's figure out the reasons. Let's branch off for it. Let's figure out, there's always a why.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why is this happening? Okay, well, this. Well, why is that? Thought, and as a community, we can bubble off and say, okay, here's the first thing we can check off the list, then we'll build.
Right.
What is the first thing we can check off the list?
Right. And, pardon me, so I think that's great. We need to plant a root or plant a seed somewhere. And if that's a matter of, reaching out to construction workers in the area that have, that can lead these teams, to rebuild their lives, rebuild their homes and have, safe shelter to stay at. I think maybe that's where the homeless shelter could be, come into play. It's maybe some kind of transitional housing that could work. It's like,
I'm really glad you said that.
You stay in the shelter or transitional housing or whatever you want to call it while you're building your house.
While in your help building the
Right.
home that you're going to be in.
Correct. And then as you transition from that into your own place, not only are you in a better spot yourself, but you're also in a spot to help the next person who has to come in there. Now, don't get me wrong. I get egos come into play and everybody wants to be the boss. You got to check those at the door, though. It has to be some kind of community.
If that's who you are, we don't want you.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that. I don't want to be exclusionary, but I mean, if we're literally honestly talking about this, you need to check your ego at the door or you will be checked at the door.
Right.
Bottom line.
So, I mean, it's good to know what you're doing and have confidence in what you're doing, but it's not good to tear somebody else down because they may be struggling.
Or boast.
And or boast. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to make Granite City a better place, then let's do it together and let's do it as a whole. I had mentioned to a group of people I was speaking with, one of the biggest challenges that I think any project like that has is ego, or is, well, I want it done my way. Yeah, I want to. Well, we can all come together as a group as long as we do it our way.
Right.
That's not how it goes. And, eventually you can get to a point where people are working together for the common good.
But here's a question for you.
Sure.
With all those, and I hate to say ego, but with all those personalities, would it have to become a majority rule type situation?
Well, go ahead.
No, I mean, that's basically my question. I was just going to expand on it and say, does it have to be a majority situation, or can it be, okay, this is what we all think. Can you add on something to this without changing what the majority decided on? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think what comes into play there is maybe the legalities of it, because when you start forming organizations and you become nonprofits and things like that, there's a lot of legal paperwork that goes into that. So I think that if you were to form some kind of organization, and organizations are the death of progress, don't get me wrong here, but I really think that when you draw up bylaws and common grounds and mission statements, not talking about religious mission statements, but just like the purpose of the organization. Right. I think that you have to have that, and then you have to have your leaders or mentors.
Buy into this mission statement or not?
Yeah, and if you do, live by it. And if you don't, then
unfortunately we're going to have to part company.
Yeah.
In a situation like this, I really think that has to be the profound underbelly of it.
Yeah, I would agree. Right. I would agree. You have to come in. It has to be common ground. It has to be one goal, one purpose, and that is, in this particular situation, the housing issue in Granite is what we're addressing at this particular moment. I think another.
She brings up a great. Yeah, she agreed. Throw that up there if you would. Because here's something that, where I live in Edwardsville, it really grasps a lot of that attention, which is the small town feel. You've got all, the old Main Street per se. I've always wanted that in Granite ever since the time I lived here. Because if you have that small town feel, that Main Street feel, and a lot of businesses that are engaged within that locality. I think that really highlights. I really do.
I agree. And I think that a really good start to that, just to kind of poke the bear a little bit here, is bring neighborhood schools back. Please bring neighborhood schools back, because that gets neighborhoods more involved with each other. I think that there's an intrinsic value to the neighborhood school. And that was mentioned a lot during our candidate show. We did bring that up. Yeah, it just makes sense.
And if I'm wrong, did it seem like the majority of the people supported that idea?
Yes, yeah, that's the way it came across on the show.
That's the way I grasped it too.
The other idea that I have here, and we're going to talk as long as we can, because I think we're getting great feedback from you guys.
And I think you and I are really flowing through these ideas.
Yes, yeah, and we want to know what's going on. So Kim is our guest. Yes, neighborhood schools are the backbone on a city. I agree with you 100%, Kim. I think that that's
what we had growing up.
Yes, it is. I think it's a fantastic idea.
And when people say neighborhood schools, they think, okay, neighborhoods all going, kids playing together. But from a parental point of view, it really gets the parents to see each other on a daily basis when they're dropping their kids off, going to school functions. They get involved in their communities or neighborhoods, as you said. Right. But the kids really grow up with each other. Right. And they really maintain those relationships throughout the year. I know I did. One of my great friends I've known since I was 6. We grew up in the same community, never lost touch.
Is it Riguez?
No. Rhonda.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I actually went to school with her as well.
And speaking of Riguez, get better, buddy.
Yes, we're praying for you, pal. But when I came here the first time, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I went to Wilson School. And Wilson School, great neighborhood school. I've got friends still today that originated or have roots at that school. And then even at Webster School, I have friends that, at Webster School.
What was that?
That was over, I want to say, on Kate and Edwards or something like that.
Was that?
It's a park now. It's Webster Park, I think. Okay. But it was right there. Old brick school.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, there are. And so Kim says teachers and parents build respect when they are together years at a time.
Absolutely correct.
100% on board with you there again, Kim. I love shows that we have with like-minded people.
Doesn't always happen.
But it doesn't always happen. But I want some other-minded people also on here, because we can sit here and paint rainbows and lollipops all day long, but
sunshine and rainbows and lollipops.
No, that's my job. I get to do that.
Hey, pal, my name's on the show too. I can break out in song.
All right, I'll give you that. But no, neighborhood schools I think would be great. It'd be a great way to start forming community back here in this town. And don't think that Mac or I are under the illusion or disillusion that this is an overnight thing, because it's definitely not.
But it can become a quicker fix if everybody gathers together.
Right, I agree with that. If there's a mindset of that. The other thing that I wanted to mention is, one of the things that is a blight on our town compared to other areas is it called the Hope Clinic here in town? Is that what it is?
Oh, now you're going to alienate half the viewers.
No. This isn't to alienate anybody. Believe how you want to believe. I have my beliefs. Other people have their beliefs. But it's a sore spot for a lot of people who look at Granite City. And so
at the same time, you're talking about money. It's also a very huge source of income.
It is a huge source of income. It's a huge industry just across the board. And I'm not going to get into I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, I'm not going to get into any of that. But there are other options that I think that could help raise, Granite cities, such as an adoption agency or an adoption center here in town that give people other opportunities and other ideas, and can also kind of help change the way that Granite City is perceived.
We could spend a whole other show on that.
Yeah, we absolutely could. And again, we're not, looking to get into that argument. Right. We're not looking to get into the argument. It's just an idea that I have that would bring more of a positive effect
we talked about the stigma too. So I think that's an absolute addressing of the stigma. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. So Kim says here's the deal. It's federally protected. People that want it gone, pull your cash together and buy the building. Been for sale for years. The Hope Clinic building has. I didn't know that. But I mean, again, it's an idea when we're talking about changing the mindset and the stigma of how Granite is viewed. So, in my opinion,
yes, it has been sale for years.
Okay, so in my opinion, if we bring back things to do here in town and support those things, that's the key element right there.
Well, if I can interrupt you for a second,
please.
I apologize.
No, please.
A lot of what you see in Edwardsville is keep money local, or keep local.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if we can find a way to keep local here in town, I don't think that motto or mantra is a bad one. Let's find a way as a community. What can we do to keep the money in town? Because more money in town equals more tax revenue, which equals, it just builds on top of each other. So, and Kim's right. We have the whole Kettler Hospital to add to the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
So
let me ask a question about Kettler.
Okay.
So there's a stigma about Kettler, but what are we doing to? If you guys have watched the show for any amount of time, you know that Mac and I are both big on mental health, and we're big on promoting getting rid of the stigma of mental health. What if Granite City defended things like that? Like we're proud to have a facility here where people can get the mental health care that they need.
And it's not a punchline to a joke.
Yeah, right.
Because, I mean, I hate saying that, but I mean, realistically, where you and I grew up, that was a punchline to a joke.
It was. Yeah. So I do agree, Kim, that I mean, it is stigmatic towards the outlook of Granite City. Kim also says it's about how they discharge their patients and drop them in downtown. That's a good
something
point
for the mayor.
Yeah, that's something that the mayor needs to address. If not, maybe even higher than the mayor. Mayor. Hi, Mayor. Maybe something higher than
right.
The mayor.
We're over an hour. You're starting to slur your words.
I know, right?
And I'm the one who's been having the beers.
I know they're ultras, so I mean. There's not.
Are you saying these are girl beers?
Well, I'm taking his man card when we're done with the show.
Oh, come on.
You guys just rest ezy.
I'm just trying to keep the weight off, guys.
His man card's going to get punched when we leave the show.
No, you're going to get punched when we leave the show.
So, Angie, yeah, mental health shouldn't be a stigma. And I think that we're making a transition from that being a stigma.
Is it a stigma or is it the patriarchy stigma?
I think that could be a whole other show, on how
the
people
macho shouldn't need it.
Yeah, matter of fact, I don't think that's a bad idea to maybe do another show at some point on mental health and have some actual mental health, providers here that can help transition.
Are you mental?
But I think that's really something that we need to look at. Chris says maybe change the names. Rebranding, does wonders.
They rebranded the hospital. How come they couldn't rebrand everything else that went along with it?
Yeah,
Good call out.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I work in the marketing field, so I know that rebranding does work and sometimes can remove stigma. And when we talk about rebranding, I think ultimately we're actually talking about rebranding Granite City. Obviously we can't rename the city, without something kind of major, but
I don't think you're wrong in the rebranding, but I like this word better, and we'll see how it attaches to you. Relaunching.
I like the word to relaunch, but if you relaunch, you have to have something different. There has to be, there has to be
something
a
different.
change.
Let's have a change in the view. That'll be the relaunch.
Yeah. So
relaunch 2024. How's that sound?
There you go. Relaunch 2024.
Marketing, baby.
So if I do make a run for it, you know who my campaign manager is going to be.
Smiley Joe.
Angie makes a good point here. Anyone brave enough to check in and ask for help for their problem, it should be celebrated. It's not an easy thing to do. Trust me on this. So that's a very good point that you make, Angie.
I had a family member actually worked there for years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's definitely a lot of opportunity here in this town for us to, and I say us, and I'm not talking about just Mac and I'm talking about us, you the viewers. And if you're watching the show throughout the week or 2 months down the road,
remember this day.
Yeah,
we're calling you out.
It's an us. Let's step up. Let's do something we can to not just change our own attitudes and change our own mentality.
Since we brought it up, let's come up with ideas. We may come up with in the middle of the week, come on the air and be like, hey, we got this idea on this date. It won't be a spur of the moment thing, so it gives plenty of people to a chance to plan,
right?
Chance to
think it through.
Maybe a month in advance. We may come on one day and say, hey, we're going to do this on this day. Be there or be
square.
Crabby.
Be there or be square.
I wasn't trying to be all 1980s on people.
So, no, I think that there's been some fantastic conversation tonight from you guys. Thank you. And
thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, Mark. Oh, man, thank you for coming on the show. We definitely appreciate that.
And you were concerned we were going to have enough stuff to talk about.
I know. I literally have a list of stuff here.
And what did I tell you?
That we were going to talk about.
What did I tell you?
But
did I tell you we may need that? I said we may need that, but let's see where it goes.
Right. Good call. So cheese it up, pal. Cheese it up. So
that's for you, Rigas.
But anyway, guys, thanks for the feedback tonight. Give us more feedback through the week if you're watching the show.
Reach out. Definitely reach out to him or I directly or the show page.
Yeah, you can contact us directly through email at macchuck2020@gmail.com. Or you can facebook.com/macandchuck and message us there.
And we will join that page.
Yes. And we're going to ask you guys also, please join Kim's page, the 62040 Facebook page.
Dig these guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely check that out. And we'll check that out. We'll become members of that group. Kim, I'm not sure.
Do that right now.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he's going to do it now when we end the
I don't
show.
have any connection out here. You need to get that checked.
Yeah, that's
Check
very
yourself,
weird.
fool.
That is very weird. So we're going to finish the show up, but we do want to say
Thank you.
yes, thank you. And Joey, he does need prayer for recovery. Joey's one of my friends that I've had
How long have we
for.
known? I've known Joey since 6th grade. You've known him since 4th.
4th grade, yeah. So I have a very tight circle of friends, and they're
Sorry, I couldn't. 12-year-old me. Sorry.
Yeah, and these people are more family than friends.
At that time, I think it is family.
Pretty much. So yeah, keep our friend Joey in prayer. Also,
Keep Chris.
Keep Chris in prayer. Keep
Anybody else?
Yes, Trisha, our normal show on our 3rd Sunday of the month.
We missed her tonight.
We did miss her tonight. She's the cat boss. She comes on and lets us know how to love our furry feline friends. And, so Trish, you're in our prayers. Also, we hope things are going well with you. Look forward to having you back on the show at some point. And again, thank you for sharing the show. Reach out to us. Let us know your ideas. And please, by all means.
We'll be coming up with ideas, so stay tuned for that too.
Yeah, and don't let us stop at this show.
Nope.
Hold us accountable.
Yep. Hey, you guys said you're going to. Oh, you know what? You're right. We're on that.
Yeah. Let's get some things done. Let's
do it.
Yeah. Let's make this an awesome place to live again. And I think with that,
make Granite great again.
I was trying to avoid that with every fiber in my being. I was trying to avoid that.
No, that's what I'm here for. Comic relief.
All right, guys. I think with that, Mac and I, we out. Thanks again.
See ya.